Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Bradley.
I'm Kimmy Farrington.
I'm Evil Mug.
And I'm Dave Bales. Welcome to Not the Situation Room. It's that time.
The
Man,
witty banter time.
it is the witty banter time. We're going to do this again. We're going to read the quiet part out loud.
Insert witty banter here.
I totally was trying to edit it while Eric was reading last time and it was moving. And he's like, dude, stop editing while I'm reading as I'm trying to get rid of the part I don't want you to read before you get there.
He
Just
would
don't
have.
put it in the script if you don't want it read.
Okay,
So
I'm going to remember that next time
I'm gonna remember that in about 5 minutes.
when we actually do it again anyway.
Yeah, that's
All
what we
right.
do.
I know we got some really interesting stuff, and my level of concentration is slowly dwindling. So let's get into it.
Dude, we're at the end of the day and I'm ready to be done. So yeah,
Well, I do
let's
have
do
Death
it.
Wish coffee, so I'm hoping this makes a difference.
Okay. So 404 Media brought us this article about a a a bunch of researchers who have produced this thing called Malus, MALUS.sh. It is a AI based clean room version of your software that they can generate for you that will strip out all the licenses and it doesn't meet any copyright complaints at all. It's kind of amazing, right?
Sounds
It's a
kind of like
service.
theft.
It kind of sounds like theft, I agree, but it's all based on a legal precedent that was originally set by a company called Compudata. No, it was something else. What were they named? They were, I already lost it. Darn it. I wanted to I wanted to name the company that told us about it, and I forgot their name. They were Columbia Data Products, and coincidentally, they're still around, which is kind of amazing. Columbia Data Products ripped off IBM's iOS back in 1982 legally, though. They got the legal precedent set to say that if they went into a clean room with the requirements for the operating system that was IBM's at the time, that they could then recreate that fresh with only just the idea that those were the requirements, and that would then legally be okay. So that was fine until they went out of business in 1985. But they stayed around. I mean, they didn't go out of business necessarily. They just stopped trying to sell competing iOS software. They
Other
just went
people's stuff.
Yeah,
they backed off and went into embedded software that does security protection for you instead.
I
But
swear
this
I thought you said embezzled software, but you know what?
Yeah.
In this vein,
it's
why
kind
not?
of the same, right? It's kind of embezzled software, if you will. But anyway, yeah, Malice will allow you to upload any uh, open source package that you'd like from any of the varieties of NPM and packages and Ruby gems, and you name the package, and they will happily rewrite it for you. Where the
That's the
AI
key.
will,
It's open source. So,
yes,
it's all based on good faith negotiations between people.
Well,
It's open source.
this is why I'm not a fan of open source, Dave, but you probably knew that already. Well, not probably, you did know that already.
I know.
well,
I've got
I
to play
mean,
devil's advocate here.
it's open source, but it's not free to be used for everyone everywhere, right?
Right. So
Well,
let
I
me
mean, so this comes into a difference in licensing, right? Open source, this goes back
Right?
to the GPL. GPL has been known for having a viral license, unlike, say, MIT or BSD, which can be just attached to a file. Now, clean rooming has been around for eternity. You put a bunch of developers in a room, you have management software, you write some specifications, you hand the specifications to another set of developers, they read the specs, they rewrite the software. That's what creates the clean room because the new sets of coders have never seen the original code. So what this Malice is doing is you have an AI that analyzes the software. You output markdown files, a set of specifications for how it operates. Another AI comes in and reads it. It's never seen the original code, reads the specifications, rewrites the software out. It's used to be done with humans, now it's being done with AI, but the concept's been around for a while.
Sure. I mean, the original reasons that the legal precedent was set was that it took effort for those humans to rewrite that iOS, that software, whatever. But now that you let an AI do it, it can do it in 10 minutes. done.
Right.
Where's
So
the effort?
so if I
Like,
go by so if I go by the things like the way you just lined that up, Mog, I was good with all of it, like Kimmy just said when it was human. But when you say it's the AI, the part that I'm already going, hold, stop, wait a minute, is the part where you said you let AI analyze the existing piece of software. That's where I already have a legal problem. Because at that point, to me, you're stealing someone else's software. If you did it straight off the top of your head, like you wrote a prompt to AI, like, hey, AI, I want to write a piece of software that does, and you write out the prompt with your ideas on what you want it to do, and then go from there, you're great. But me going, hey, AI, take this coffee cup, analyze it, and then make another coffee cup that I can sell and pretend I invented it.
Don't get me wrong, morally, I agree with you, but from a legal and technical standpoint, if you take, AI that analyzes a program and outputs markdown files, and you hand it off to a completely different legal entity. So here's these markdown files. It's just a work product at that point. You read the work product back in and you re-output it. Like that's legally how it works. Sadly, I disagree with it, but we're now where we are. And it's a good way of escaping things like GPL and going to MIT or going from BSL, for example, onto something more free that you can then go reuse.
How is this any different than reverse engineering malware?
That's all it is,
that's all
but
it
with
is.
software.
I mean,
Yeah.
we opened that door and now you've got malware writers, oh, I'm sorry, tool writers who are going to start suing when we start reverse engineering their tools.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Yeah. So I mean, they're not doing anything different
The
that's
big
already
difference
being
on this
done.
is the license that comes with it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
right. Like, but you're right. If it's someone just analyzes malware out there and outputs a specification, or sorry, a tool and outputs a specification, an AI can just rewrite that, use it for detection engineering.
So what's the drawback of all this, guys? Now suddenly I have tools hanging around that I have no development support for it at all. I have no history, I have no context. I don't know how to maintain it. Does that matter?
You have
And what's
bragging
worse
rights.
is if it's cryptographic material, say you're rewriting a cryptographic library, implementation matters. There's these little bugs that be introduced that allow key material to leak. So, if you rewrite anything that's cryptographic related, you could be introducing a whole host of holes that were solved based off of their original design.
Yeah, I think this is just a case of legal hasn't caught up. It's only legal because nobody's made it illegal yet.
And
Yes, but
it will
I
probably
guarantee
never
people
get
are
there.
trying. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll never get there. They're not going to be able to make this illegal. How are you going to stop it? How do you police this?
Coordinating what, how many countries in the world? 170 plus countries, legal doctrine between, and you got the UN to do some, you got EU to do some major markets, but it's stomping this out is going to be hard.
You know
Yeah,
what's going to do it? What'll do it? My opinion is what will do it is it will matter when one of the big boys gets hit, right? Like,
It'll matter when all the open source developers say, that's it, I'm done. I'm not doing this for free anymore.
yeah. We've already seen this with Windows and Mac OS.
mhm.
Way back in the 80s, Windows and Mac OS. Mac was accusing Windows of stealing their mouse point and click design. That was the first time we saw this. Oh, they stole it from us. So we're just going to keep seeing they stole it. So someone's going to copy Windows now. I mean, are they going to copy all the vulnerabilities that go
Here's the
with it?
intellectual property theft happens in open source, happens in closed source. It's a worldwide problem, and it's not going to stop. I mean, if I
No.
solve that, I'm going to be a billionaire or a trillionaire.
Right? All
All right,
right, let me
what are
know.
some of the cool hot takes we have on this? And unless we're gonna ready to move on, let's see what we
So
got.
the open source community's reliance on good faith compliance has become a fatal vulnerability against generative AI. We need enforceable technical controls like cryptographic provenance rather than honor system licenses AI trivially circumvents.
Yeah, I think we beat
Yeah.
that. I think we beat that to death already, though.
That was the hot take that I pulled out of that one. I mean, the other ones are okay, but
I love number two here, though. AI generated license washed clones create zombie software divorcing code from institutional knowledge, maintenance history, and security context. Organizations deploying this unmaintainable technical debt with zero upstream support. Yeah, I feel like we got to that too without even reading the hot take.
yeah, we
Did
never even
AI
got
write
there.
that?
Yeah, it did.
It
100%.
did 100%.
How could I tell? Because it strung a bunch of big words together that I recognize, but I wouldn't have used them all together in one sentence at one time.
Yeah.
I guess in the short, my thought on this is if you get together and you ideate on something you want to create and then you create it, great. But if you get together and you have somebody else's stuff and you reverse engineer it to make your own and then call it yours when you weren't the original, it wasn't original ideas to begin with. It's not novel. Well, now it's theft.
But just look at art, same deal, same concept applies to it. I mean, that's the thing. We are commoditizing intelligence and creativity in this case.
Ay, ay, ay.
I know you're
All
getting
right.
frustrated. Let's get to our next story then, because we really could probably sit here and debate this for hours. We all agree, though, this is still theft. So,
It's
And
just
one
a copy, but at least it's not a copy fail like our next story.
oh,
Oh
and
gosh.
Kimmy leads us right into new Linux copy fail vulnerability enables root access on major distributions.
the excitement that I saw on Mog's face when he saw this was just uncanny.
I'm just wondering if I'm going to get all the way through this before he jumps into
You
Mog's
won't.
rant.
You won't, but
You
try.
will.
But try.
CVE 2026-31431, copy fail, CVSS score of 7.8, or rates of between a medium and a high. Allows unprivileged Linux users to obtain root by writing 4 controlled bytes into any readable file's page cache. The flaw stems from an August 2017 logic error in the kernel's algif aed cryptographic module, enabling a 732-byte Python exploit to edit setup set UID binaries and gain control of root access of all major Linux distributions, to include Amazon Linux, Red Hat, SUSE, and Ubuntu, shipped since 2017. This is a 9-year-old vulnerability.
That's a lot, okay?
The exploit opens ALG socket, constructs shellcode, writes to cached user bin su, and executes as root, requiring no race conditions or kernel offsets while being cross-container exploitable via shared page cache.
And
Time for
Mog,
Mog's
Pulled it
rant.
off. All right,
go,
so
Mog, go. It's all you now.
this is nasty. So over the course of 6 years, 3 commits walked into a bar.
What's a commit?
We're talking a code commit on Git. So the first commit was in 2011. AuthNSC is added for IPsec. It uses the colors buffer as scratch space, and it writes 4 bytes past its boundary. Still totally safe. Only the kernel's XFRM layer called it. No bug. 2015, AuthNSC gets converted to the new AEAD module. The out-of-bound an out-of-bound write offset gets sent in here. So ASLang plus cryptlang gets baked in. Still safe. AFALG was out of place. Page cache reads were read-only. So the bug's here, but it's not exploitable. 2017, fatal optimization. AFALG AEAD switches to in-place operation. The page cache pages from splice end up in the writable destination of scatter list, and the bug is born. So it's just literally a 4-byte overwrite. So over the course of 6 years and 3 different commits it took to get this in, then it stayed for 9 years. 2017, yeah, 9 years.
Almost a decade.
So this took a long time in the making.
Did Mythos find it?
It was AI found, but it was not Mythos. It was another provider's AI solution found this. The fix was they reverted the 2017 optimization. That was basically it. The commit message said there's basically no benefits to this in the first place. They pulled that out, but the rest of the bugs have stayed.
So Mog, as I read through all of this when you brought it to my attention, I got a little excited too, but I'm telling you what finally just let all the air out of my balloon was when I read the line about must have local access.
Yeah, but
Like, oh,
no, that made it so much fun though, because here's the thing, I can escape containers between, they're still sharing the kernel. I can go do user mode upgrade separations on jump servers, like for lateral movement. And once you've got yourself in, it's just, I have root button. It's great. I don't need sudo anymore.
I mean, it may be only a CVSS 7.8 because of that local privilege escalation requirement, but at the same time, I mean, we've got uncontrolled AI agents running around at root privilege everywhere, so they can just do whatever they want, right?
We did talk about this root privilege, this local privilege versus remote privilege, and there was some debate on what local access means. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be sitting at the machine.
Right.
No, you just
ILO,
have to
yeah,
be
remote
on the
access
network, right?
cards.
Yeah, I mean, you've got all kinds of ways to get in there remotely while still gaining local access. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities that this
Here's an
gets
example.
exploited.
If you have a code injection vulnerability or something to go execute code as a regular user on a web server, for example, and there's a ton of those out there.
And there's an AI that'll show you how to put that together.
Yeah, I think the issue is, and we got into a discussion about this, is a lot of OSINT is bad about not being specific with their wording, right? Because some
Yeah,
people hear the word local access and they think local means sitting right here. No, no,
Hands on keyboard in front of it, right?
that's physical access.
Right.
That's
right.
not
Local
the
is where the shell is.
correct.
Yeah.
Could be anywhere on the network.
So this is, it's nasty and it still works and you can chain it together with something else and you've got it.
Which is why the score was still what it was instead of being critical, because you still have to chain it with other things. It's still
Right.
dangerous. It's still nasty.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but by itself, it just smells bad.
So here's the scary part. Say this was discovered by somebody else, say a nation state. I'm not saying it was, but say it was discovered sometime in the last 9 years. How many local only exploits could have gone deeper? How does it change how you would have handled other incidents? That's what scares me.
Yeah.
Well, that's what takes me back to the mythos discussion, however you want to say it, is all of these undiscovered vulnerabilities. Just because they were undiscovered doesn't mean they were not discovered. They were undiscovered by everyone. They were just
Just because
undiscovered
they were
by
not
us.
disclosed doesn't mean that they were not discovered.
Right. Good
Here's
call.
the certain parties have lots of really smart people who just sit in darkened rooms with no windows and doors, looking at code all day long, and they aren't sharing with anybody.
Because I
Yep.
guarantee you there's a lot of bad guys that are pissed off that Mythos found their little secret backdoors that they've been using for years.
Do you know what the red teamers are calling this? Patch apocalypse, because all their bugs are getting fixed.
Well, of course,
Dave,
you found all the problems, but that's way too many than we can deal with right now. So now we got to write an AI that goes and fixes all the problems, right?
we need that on a t-shirt, Dave. Can you make that happen?
I can.
Well, was it Golden Apocalypse? What was
Oh, yeah,
that?
no,
Patch
patch
apocalypse.
apocalypse.
Yeah,
Patch
Yeah,
apocalypse.
because you are pissing off every red team out there. I've had our own team complain to me about, ooh, all our bugs are getting patched way too fast, so we can't keep them for things like phone to own.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh no, not that.
There we go. I put it in my notebook. Patch apocalypse.
Make
T-shirts
sure you
coming
send
soon.
that to the XOR team in at a certain company, and they will laugh pretty hard. Allegedly.
Yeah, and make sure that you actually use Claude to generate the artwork.
Well,
On that note, let's go ahead and get to our last topic.
let's get to the fun stuff.
This topic, this one is one of those where you're just like, really?
Yeah,
Really?
really.
No,
So here
not
we go.
really.
No, yes, really. Two U.S. security experts sentenced to prison for helping ransomware gang. Three U.S. cybersecurity professionals working as ransomware negotiators orchestrated Black Cat Alpha V or Alpha, however you want to say it, ransomware attacks with Ryan Goldberg, Georgia man, and Kevin Martin, Texas man. Notice there's no flaw. Oh, never mind. Each sentenced to 4 years after pleading guilty to conspiracy to obstruct interstate commerce by extortion, while Angelo Martino, Florida man, we
Look,
knew
man.
there had to be a Florida man, awaits July 9 sentencing. The trio paid 20% of ransoms to Black Cat administrators while keeping 80%, receiving 1.2 million from one victim and laundering the proceeds. Black Cat targeted 1,000 organizations between November 2021 and December 2023 before law enforcement disruption, with operators pulling a 22 million exit scam, though no core operator charges announced despite the 10 million US rewards.
We keep saying we're on the wrong side, but then these
Well,
guys, they step in it for us, and we're reminded why we're on the right
You
side.
would think that the negotiators of these ransomware attacks would know how to cover their tracks a little bit better than they did.
I like them less than the actual ransomware operators.
You know,
What, because they were originally white hats and then they were paid to be black hats? I mean, I want to tell myself that it wasn't just the money, that somehow there was some other extortion in the background, some other sort of, oh, we're going to kill your family kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, I want
No,
to
I
believe that.
guarantee it was the money. There's no end to human greed, especially when Florida man's involved or
damn it.
Texas.
Texas man, Florida man, Georgia man. Come
I
on.
mean,
You know,
That
here's the
was
thing,
what
if
like
is it with the
Canadians would
South
do
and
this
the
stuff,
greed?
Yeah.
that
uh,
was like the triumvirate of bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
I just hope they wind up in a prison deeper than oh, who was that guy that went over to the Russians that was also kind of a jerk? Snowden. I
Hands.
hope they
Oh,
winds up
Snowden.
deep.
Snowden.
I hope they wind up deeper caca than Snowden and 20 years
I
making big rocks into
think
smaller rocks.
I think they're well, the two were sentenced to 4 years. This Angelo Martino guy, he's facing up to 10, I want to say. But he pled guilty, so he's probably going to get the same 4 years that these other two nitwits did. You
The
know,
I find it interesting that said only one victim reported that there was 1.2 million, but were there, I'm sure there are other victims. And what were the other takes, right? Like, 1.2 is a lot. That's a big deal, but
You
I
see,
bet there was more.
there's one thing I'm seeing missing from this, and this is the part that I don't get. So in the US, the IRS is the most powerful of all the agencies out there. And if you steal things, you have to pay taxes on it. So them stealing money and not paying taxes, I'm not seeing charges for tax evasion, which gets them far more than the 4 years here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Somewhere right now, an IRS agent is reading this story, or God's forbid, is actually going to watch this episode and go, I think I need to reach out and touch someone.
Yeah.
A secret service agent is rolling over in their bed right now, going, I smell a target." Like,
And Mog's sitting over there like, no one in Canada is doing this, but you're from Georgia, you're from Texas, and you're from Florida.
Oh man. How did that work out?
I don't know. That was the perfect storm story for the people that are on today.
Oh man, are there any hot takes for this one that we want to cover? Let's see.
It covered them. I looked at
Yeah,
them.
no, well, the thing is, just to clarify the reason why I like these people less, like what Kimmy said, is they were us, then they turned into them. But it's a one step further, right? Because not only were they us that turned into them, but they were a us that the victim trusted. Does that make
Right. They
sense?
knew what the
Yeah,
victim could
the
pay.
victim was vulnerable. They trusted them. That whole breach of the public trust and like taking advantage of them like in that way and like basically nailing them twice. I'm sorry. I hope that when they get out, or I hope somebody in prison finds out what they did and they get a extra cordial visit.
Someone's going beekeeper on this one. I got a feeling. Extra
yeah,
cordial
Oh
visit.
man.
Nice.
extra cordial.
Well, all right, but I liked those topics. Those were some good ones.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun.
But on
It
that
was a
note,
good show.
I think we wrap it right here. Anybody got anything you want to add before I close this out?
I got nothing.
Negatory.
All
Florida
right then.
man.
Thank you all for your time and thank everyone for watching today. And again, hopefully you stayed for all of our shenanigans and stay till the end because if you didn't notice, I like to add a cool little quote at the end of every episode. So please stick around and watch it. Love to hear your comments. So do that. Like, follow, share, subscribe, all the things, and we will
See you next time.